Hey, I'm Tom.
And I'm Terry.
Welcome to episode 123 of Bird Squawk. Here we are.
The boys are back in town as training camp opens today. At least the day that we're recording this. This is coming out when you're watching it. It's Tuesday, but the boys reported back today. It's day one of training camp. Obviously, usually a little slow. Nothing too major on day one. Just people getting back in the building. But just that alone, oof, there's something in the air when the people are back where we love them to be.
So that tells us, the next, 5-6 months, it's football season.
Heck yeah.
It's here. We've been waiting for it. It's here. They teased those black helmets
I was just about to
week.
say, we're just about to get into that. The black helmets, all these teams, I mean, the big debate was when they were going to reveal this, but every team was releasing alternate helmets, this, that, and whatever. Then they teased it, and I thought, okay, maybe they'll get somebody in the building to model it and all that. Well, they got Devontae to show it off a little bit, and it looks clean. It looks crispy. And the only thing I'm going to be upset about is they didn't show it the full uniform, man. I want to see it in the full black.
When do you think the first game they're unleashing that? What do you think?
Well, I don't know. If I did not voice this on this channel last year, but there was like 5 weeks in a row during last season that I thought they were wearing black, and they never did.
Yes, you were definitely on they're wearing black this week, and it came in and went. They were.
I mean, obviously, I don't really remember. When is it? It is week 13 or 14. They play the Giants. They always wear it against the Giants. So they wear that then. And then
for sure.
They play the Saints again, which has been this team that they wear black against. They wore the black against the Saints twice last year. I mean, the last 2 years they've worn black, and they won both games. So potentially there as well. I mean, they've been a little weird. Not weird, but like it's hard to guess when. Because it used to be primetime games, and that's it. But now they've kind of, I mean, whenever they play the Giants, they usually wear it because they're like 10-0 against them in all black. So, I don't know. I think it might come later than we hope. But, I mean, as much as I love the black uniforms, I think they look really clean. The Kelly Green is going to be something else next year when they reveal those. It's going to be so exciting.
Yeah, that's going to be so sweet. But, yeah, the black does look kind of slick. I mean, I like the black. And now to throw on the helmet with the black... It's gonna be a knockout punch
for sure. And I mean, people are gonna buy it, and like I said, people are gonna buy anything new. It's weird to think that, I mean, they've never had an alternate. Like, it's weird that this is like a thing now. All these teams are releasing helmets, and it's exciting that different uniforms can come out. But I mean, camp starts today.
Now the fun starts, man. Now we get to see these guys. Not up close and personal, but we get to see some action. We get to see some live reps. We get to hear some reports of how everybody's looking.
Yeah.
And there are there's some spots up for grabs. So
for sure,
we'll see what happens. But it is in the air, and it is exciting.
I know. I mean, it's really crazy. I mean, camp starts, and then August 7th is that open practice. Not that we're going, but, I mean, that is, like, picking up. I don't even know when next week, I think, is the Hall of Fame game. Yeah. Like, there's football next week. Yeah. People are actually playing football. So, it comes at you quick. And, like you said, there's going to be some spots that... I think this team has some spots that are really locked down and that are in a really good spot. But there's a lot of young guys that can still prove things. I mean, the wide receiver obviously is a big thing. You got AJ, you got Devontae. They're still really high on Quez. They brought in the, I can't think of his name now, the guy from the Colts that Saucy likes. Yes.
Zach Pascal.
And then the big question mark is where Rager comes into that situation, if he is at all.
Yeah, I mean... that's what I love about this whole, time, this time of the season, the camp, is like, who's coming in with the edge to be that guy that kind of came out of nowhere to make the team,
There's usually always a sweetheart somewhere that everyone's pulling for that plays well and then that either makes or doesn't make the team.
Yeah, there's always somebody, some dark horse that you end up pulling for, and then somehow they make the practice squad or something. I truly believe Rager's fighting for his life in this camp. I mean, G. Ward, Rager, Hightower, who's gonna rise to the top? Because I think they're kind of done with, like, okay, he was a high draft choice. I think it's like time to like put up or shut up, and they've kind of added some additional weapons. And I mean, let's face it, really. I mean, we've given this guy opportunities.
Yes.
I mean, they put him on the field last year with a lot of opportunities. And the thing that really rang true and resonated with me is when you look at what Devontae came in and did his rookie year. I'm sorry, Jalen, you've never been at that level.
Yeah.
You've never lived up to that level. So I think it's the put up or shut up time of the year.
I mean, it is for a lot of these kind of like bubble guys that have kind of been like on this team. Like, I mean, J-Jaw, even though he moved to tight end, is still going to be on that weird thing. I mean...
Yeah, I mean, the only thing with J-Jaw that really kind of saves him is that special teams thing.
Yeah,
you know,
and then he can block.
Because if he's not playing special teams, he's gone too. I mean, so... You know, I see him fighting for a roster spot.
Yeah, I think really the main battles I think are going to be happening on the offensive side of the ball. I think defense, they shored up where they needed to and kind of plugged in where they needed to. Like the line's going to be the rotation like normal. The linebackers, you have depth there. The corners, you have your two primary guys. And I think safety's really the only thing, because as much as we'd love for Jesse Bates to happen, I'd say it's probably not.
Yeah.
I mean, Howie's probably turning over rocks to see potentially what.
Yeah,
he's probably called the Bengals by now, but I would be
sure.
shocked if it actually happens. And that's really, I mean, you got Marcus Epps. I know they're really high on him. He shows sparks of being something decent. You have Kayvon Wallace, too, the draft pick from 2 years ago. Hasn't really got on the field too much, either injuries or just not having the depth there for him to get on. I
think a pickup that's gonna surprise us is that Jaquari Tart or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, that dude's gonna come in with some swagger, I think, and I see him, you know, being a starter.
To be honest, I forgot about him,
Yeah.
and he 100% is going to be a starter. I think it's going to be who that other guy is going to be.
Yeah.
I for how much all the different things they have in this offseason and this happening, honestly, that wasn't that long ago. I did forget about Tart, but I 100% agree that he's going to be one of those guys that they're going to lean on in that area, because we've been saying this for a while. I think that is their weakest position on the defensive side, and you just have to see from there, because once again, offense, if that line can stay healthy, you're going to succeed.
But I mean, this is the fun time of the season. I don't know if fun's the right word, but the most intriguing time.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's optimistic.
Everybody's fighting for that spot on the roster, you know? And some guys are just camp phenomenons, you know? They come in and they're like ready to make the team, and like you said, you always have that one or two guys that like show up and just instantaneously become like fan favorites of people pulling for them. Now, don't get me wrong. I do miss going to camp, man. I miss Lehigh. I mean, I just miss being that up close with those guys and seeing the two-a-days and just, you know, reliving that old time when it was hot as anything over there, man. And those guys were like full pads hitting all the time, and just, I mean, we were fixtures over there. It wasn't like we were taking a week of vacation, but I was taking days of vacation to go over there.
I mean, the heat is on par. I mean, it's hitting the right time. It's hot. Hopefully you guys stayed cool this weekend. But, I mean, that's the thing. It's just the excitement of kind of hearing what's happening, what battles are happening. I mean, there's always different things of where someone may be excelling, where someone might be maybe struggling, and seeing if someone can make a hop. I mean, like I said, I feel like we kind of have an idea of what this roster is going to be, but it's going to be where are those last guys, like that 50, 51, 52, 53, 54. Like, who are those guys that are going to get those last spots that either are going to be like special teamer guys or guys that can maybe be more focused on one side or the other. So we'll have to see as this unfolds. But, I mean, A.J. Brown this morning, he bought freaking everyone at the pro shop his jersey. That's crazy.
Man, that dude has instantaneously become a Philadelphian. You know what
that's
I mean?
what we were saying last week.
I mean, we talked about that last week, but he is a Philly guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just hoping that he gets off to a good start. And I do not question that he will not get off to a good start.
Yeah.
I envision him, and I've said this before, I envision him coming into Philly just like T.O. did and just winning over the fan base right away. But, you know, the other thing, too, is, you know, just excitement to see this staff, you know, grow into this second year. And what do they do different this year? Or what do they maintain? Or what's going on? You know, just excited for this whole football is here.
Yeah.
You know, we've been waiting for it. Today, it's here.
And it's a little more fun when your team's a lot better than you were expecting it to be.
Yeah, we talked about it. We did not anticipate sitting here being this excited.
Not at all.
For at least another year.
Yeah.
You know?
For sure. I mean, we expect them to be competent this year, be competitive, try and make a run at the division, because this division's always iffy. But, I mean, they got a legit chance to make some noise this year. I'm not saying championships, but I'm saying maybe win the division, win a home playoff game, and go from there. You know what I mean?
All the pickups plus the draft picks, I mean, the only thing we always constantly say is maintain the health.
Yep, stay healthy. Do what you can, because you have the players. You just have to keep the health.
And we proved that last year that it can happen.
Yes, hopefully that can continue this year. So we'll have to see. But
you know, hopefully all you guys are out there putting bids in on Minshew's bus. I mean, he's selling that bus that he lived in the off season. Always gotta have a backup with some personality.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
You know, that's Philly. We gotta be pulling for that backup, right?
But yeah, I mean, so it's exciting. They're back in camp. They're getting things underway. So when we're back next week, we should have a little more of something to talk about.
Should have some details.
Have some camp notes from a week of practice. Yeah. So be sure to be back. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. As always, be back here next Wednesday, as we always are. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure to follow us on Instagram @birds_squawk. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Fly, Eagles, fly.
Go Birds.